I just thought we should all take a second and appreciate what's going on here with the Porta-John potty and the toilet paper hanging off the bed. I just found that quite entertaining. Thought you guys might too. Good morning. Welcome to another video with a guy and his projects. Today we are working on the Nissan Titan. We're already doing a modification or an upgrade, if you will. And for those of you that haven't seen the Titan, this is what we got right here. Boom. It's pretty. I like it. The issue, though, is that we have this cold air intake that was installed by somebody previous to me. Everything looks good except for right here where the filter should be. There's no filter, and this has been run for probably 100,000 miles based off the receipt I have from the previous owner with what I can perceive as no filter. I looked this company up, Pro Cold, online, and there's nothing. They don't exist anymore, and I can imagine why, because they don't have filter, or this was a custom made thing by some shop somewhere without a filter. Either way, I want a filter. So what we did is I went online, did a little Amazoning, and I'll leave a link down below, and I got a Volant cold air intake system. But essentially it's going to be pulling air from the wheel well, just like it's supposed to. And then there's also a tube that is supposedly going to route down there somewhere to pull air from underneath as well, so you have plenty of air supply. I'm working out of the hotel still. This is a storage unit. We got a little storage unit for extra stuff that we don't want in the hotel. You know, like gas cans and a generator. So I got a little tiny toolbox with a handful of tools that we kept with us that the moving company did not take, and should be able to get this done with that no problem, I think. It's a little chilly this morning, but the sun's out and it's warming up. It's supposed to be a high of 50, which is beautiful, so let's get to it. I'm just using my phone today, so you're not going to be able to see everything because I can't hold the phone in good angles. There's nothing, I got nothing to clamp with. So this might be a little choppy, but we'll see what we can do. Let's do it. So there's two versions of this. There's the standard one that just bolts in like normal cold air intakes, and then there's the one with the additional piping, which is supposed to be this one. Hopefully it's this one. Get rid of that because this was it cost extra money to get the one with the extra piping. Alright, so what do we got here? Ooh, hoses, hose clamps, couplings. There's a lot more parts than I expected already. Alright, oh, yeah, this. So this is going to route underneath the truck somehow, somewhere. Not sure what that looks like, but we're going to find out here real quick. We've got the standard portion for up here. This is a big freaking airbox. I don't know what size the stock airbox is, but this is huge. Alright, so first step, the instructions say to disconnect your negative cable. It does warn that if you don't, you may get a check engine light. I don't know why you would, unless it's just because you're disconnecting the mass airflow sensor. Typically I wouldn't worry about this, but because it's on video, I'm going to follow the instructions. In case something doesn't work out, I can send them my video and say, hey, I followed your instructions. So disconnecting that. The next thing it says to do is to go in here to your cover. We're going to take that off. And my negative cable is a 10mm, and it looks like this is a 10mm as well. Looks like these are brand new bolts somebody else replaced recently. Don't lose them. And this other one. And washer and bolt. Alright, I've actually never taken anything apart. This is the first time I'm working on this truck. No! I'm just assuming that there's some nipples. Yep, there's some nipples in the back here. Oh, I'm just going to pull up on to get out. And the cover comes off, just like so. So the next step is, it looks like we're just getting rid of this duct right here. So we're going to go ahead and just loosen this clamp here. I'm going to loosen this clamp here. It says duct going to the air box. This is where the air box should be. There is none, so it is what it is. So that's loose. Oh, That's loose. It says to loosen. Oh, look at this. These clamps aren't even on. That's over here, and this one's back here. That's fantastic. Anyway, so looks like we're going to get rid of those two hoses. So let's do that. I'm going to pull this off. Now we got a better grip. Whoa. Oh, we just popped that whole hose off. Let's not do that to this one. And we popped that whole hose off too. Wow, okay. So we're gonna need to take these off and put those back on. That's not good. So this one goes down here. This one goes down here. Put that back in place. Okay, those are back in place. We have a good look at our throttle body, which actually looks pretty nasty on the inside. The outside looks good. Inside looks nasty. We'll take care of that later. But I was kind of curious if there might be some filter material in here, some media. Does not look to be the case. So this is just... So the next step is to disconnect the MAF from the MAF sensor. And I come over here and I see this little hose. I don't know what this is supposed to do, but it's going to the bottom of the engine, it looks like. Don't know. Either way, whatever. It's always fun looking at other people's stuff that they've jacked up. So that's your MAF sensor disconnected from here. So that's done. So this is it. The next step would be to take out your factory airbox. So I'm just going to go ahead and take this out. One-handed is challenging, so I'm going to put you guys down. So I have some encouraging news. There is a filter. That makes me feel way better. What I can see, the filter looks nasty, but let me show you what's going on here. So I'm not going to completely complain about this brand anymore. The filter would be a huge pain in the ass to change. Let me show you what's up. So trying to pull this out, it's stuck in there. So I get excited because I'm like, oh shoot, maybe there is a filter. And if you pull this wheel well cover down, you probably can't see it, but that right there is a filter. How you're supposed to change it, how you're supposed to clean it, I don't know. That looks like a pain in the butt, but there is a little hose clamp holding that filter on. I'm going to go ahead and remove that filter, and we are still going to install the Volant because I have zero interest in keeping this system. Even though that is filtered, and that is a very efficient system, it's pulling all of the cold air from, well, you can't see my, it's pulling all the cold air from the grill going in there to the wheel well, so that's very, very efficient. I like it. But to change that filter, or clean that filter, is going to be a pain in the butt, so we're going to just deactivate that whole system and put in the Volant. Alright, so I just pulled this out of the fender well aligner. This thing is like 8 pounds. It looks good, but it's pretty mushy. It's been up there for a long time. It's been wet. It's been everything. So yeah, let's get rid of this system and we'll put in the Volant. Even though this would be nice to have no airbox in this area, it's just, I don't know, I don't like it. So, oh, coming out. Maybe we'll sell this kit and try and make some money back. So the next step is, they say they want you to put the foam sponge into the box. So I'm assuming we got to remove this lid first. Okay, let's push this up. Okay, so it is aluminum. It is extremely flimsy aluminum though, but yeah, it is aluminum. Our new filter, which is gigantic. There's a lot of absorption in there. So let's do a compare here. I got that one. Oh, ugh. So that's the difference between these two filters. Alright, so we're pressing this gasket on and it's just a little bit too long. I just grabbed a pair of side cutters. I'm just going to clip and see if we can get that a little shorter. Again, can't do one-handed, so I'll be back. Alright, that is on. I have seen better products for doing that, but either way, it's on. As long as it don't pop off, I guess I'm happy. So this is where the instructions get fuzzy, is with this air scoop. It doesn't show you anything to do with the air scoop. It shows you how to install it without the air scoop, but not with the air scoop. So I just slid this in. I did it from underneath. I just peeled this flat back and stuck it up there, and then you can see the plastic there. And it looks like, so it looks like this lines up almost perfectly with the tow hook bolt. I don't know exactly where it's going to end up. Might slide forward. I don't know yet. But that tow hook bolt looks, I don't know about putting your plastic thing on there. I don't know where this is actually supposed to line up. This is kind of weird. So I don't know about that whole situation. Either way, the straight coupling seems to fit that, so I'm going to go ahead and hose clamp that in. They provide hose clamps, and we're going to continue on and see if we can't figure this out. Alright, so we got this coupling here. Again, the instructions don't really cover it. The next thing they say is to take the bumper and throw it into the lower, thread it into the lower wheel well hole. I'm assuming they're calling this the lower because I didn't have a box in here before. I'm just kind of making it up. I got that down there. Now it says to put the box in place. So if you're doing the scoop like I am, I'm assuming this is going to take a minute. You're going to have to wiggle things around, and I honestly don't even know if the scoop's where it's supposed to be. But clearly we got some fitting to do, so let's I'm just going to be wiggling this in over here. Nothing exciting, but I'm guessing alright, so that step's completed. We got lock washer and nut on that bottom portion. We do have our necks threaded in the coupling. I forgot to put a hose clamp on, so let me grab one and do that. So the next step, after you get your hose clamps and everything on there, it says use the 8mm bolt washer and lock washer to finish tightening the box. That's a long freaking bolt. Don't know why it needs to be so long, but we're gonna put it in. So looks like it's going to go in this hole right here. Alright, so this gasket does not want to bend that way. The other side was much easier. This is like bending it in a way it does not want to go. Not a big deal. This one is also much longer than it needs to be, so I'm going to have to cut that out as well. Just got to cut that and make it fit good. But yeah, it does not want to go on. Alright, so the instructions tell you to put the reducer on the duct first. What I'm finding right now though is that the large portion fits the duct way easier than the small portion fits the throttle body. So it's actually going to be easier, I think, to put the throttle body portion on first and then slide the duct in place. So this thing always starts out zoomed so much in. So we're going to try that, and it should look something like this. Oh yeah, see, so much easier. This gasket is not airtight. It doesn't need to be. We're going to put the filter on here anyway. So this is, I think, just to keep it from bouncing around too much and letting too much hot air from the engine in. I don't really know. But either way, not airtight, not worried about it. So I'm going to get these hose clamps on here, and then I'm going to get the filter on there. Alright, so we got our two hose clamps on there. Next thing supposedly would be the filter. This is supposedly a non-oiled filter, so you don't need to oil it. I'm not sure how to get this in here, but we're going to get it in there. Let's see. Stick it in this way first, maybe. Oh, there we go. Okay, I'm just going to pick this up, stick it on. We're going to move this where I can see it and grab it, which I would actually probably rather it there. I don't know. Let's just get it on and see what it looks like. If I can get to it with a ratchet, then I'm good. Oh, I need two hands again. Alright, so we got the filter on. I took the clamp off and flipped it so it was easier to access. Sits on there pretty good, so that should be done. Now, go back to the instructions, and it looks like we need to grab these couplings, which are hose extensions. Came with one nipple. I don't think that's enough. I'm guessing we need two. So after you get your hoses in place, so they're supposed to send two of these nipples. This one worked out great. They're missing one here, so as soon as I'm done assembling everything else, I gotta go to the store and buy another 5/8 nipple so I can connect these two. I did shorten these hoses. They were twice as long as they needed to be. So I just went and I pulled my MAF sensor out of the other system, and now I'm going to bit the provided gasket that they provide on top. So you're getting a brand new gasket with this system for your MAF. Alright, got the other gasket off so I can put this in. Make sure you put it in the right way. It's sensing air coming in, so it's sensing this airflow, so you need to have the sensor facing the air. Otherwise, you won't be getting any decently good readings. I'm gonna put that in there. We're gonna put the screw back in. Mine only has one screw because somebody lost the other one, I'm guessing. So I'm just gonna put in the one I have, and then when I go to O'Reilly's, I'll probably unscrew this and see if I can find another one that matches to put on the other side, because this could potentially cause an issue, because as you can see, this isn't going to be seated down all the way now, which could allow air in through the other side too. So either way, we're gonna have to look into that. Where did my MAF sensor go? That's way over here. Yeah, so that hose I don't know about, but so this is gonna go something like so. This hose, I have no idea where the heck this hose is supposed to go. It's kind of confusing to me, actually. I'm assuming it should go somewhere in here, but there's no place for it. And there wasn't a place for it on the last filter, or the last intake system either. So I guess it's just gonna hang loose, which I'm not a fan of, but whatever. So the good news is I just read some more of the instructions, and they actually provide 2 of these 4mm screws. So with me missing one, it's actually not a big deal, because I'll just put these 2 in and we'll be good. So let me put those in and take that one back out. So I guess at this point we're done. So we can take this cover. Rolling, baby. So the biggest question now, because they don't cover it, is what the heck to do with this. It literally is just sitting here. I think I want to zip tie it up for now. And then, like, the tow hook's in the way. I don't understand how this is supposed to work. It also looks like it's supposed to ride along the frame, but it's way too low. It's like 3 inches lower than the frame. So I don't really know what that looks like, or what it's supposed to look like. It doesn't look like what I envisioned it looking like, but I want to zip tie it for now, and we'll figure it out some other day. It just doesn't look right to me, but maybe I'll email their customer support at some point too and see what they say. But for now, let me zip tie it. And then the only other thing is getting a nipple for this, which I'll do as soon as I leave this storage unit. All right, so I just ran up the local runnings, and I got this brass coupler. This one's plastic that came with the kit. I got a brass one. Just gonna slap this brass coupler in there, and hopefully it all works out. Ever since COVID hit, it's been really hard to get quality kits on just about anything. I've ordered so many kits, so many parts over the last couple of years that are just wrong. It's annoying. It's really annoying, but wrong or missing, I guess I should say. Anyway, I'm gonna put this brass one in and I'll show you what it looks like. So that brass one went in way easier than the plastic one over here that came with the kit, and well, it looks better because it's brass. Anywho, so that's in. Make sure that the hoses stayed on the ports, on the valve covers, because they seem to barely be fitting there. I'll probably end up just replacing these entire hoses with something that extends all the way later, but for now, this is what we're gonna deal with. So that's what she looks like. Not bad. This box takes up a huge amount of room, but whatever. I don't know how hard it's gonna be to work on anything, but hopefully I don't need to. So thanks for watching, guys. Stay tuned. We should be closing on the house here soon. We're just waiting on the appraisal to come back, so if it appraises properly the way we want it to, all should be well in the world. We'll have a house, I'll have a garage. Garage is going to be a little bit smaller than what I had before, but it'll work just fine. So we're excited. Hopefully we'll have a garage and I can start working on things, because working in the storage unit parking lot and the hotel parking lot just kind of just not great. So hopefully soon we will have some good videos coming. There's a lot to do on this Titan. I got plenty to do on the Super Duty. My wife's van is a never-ending project, even though it's running real good right now. And of course we have the Jeep build. So yeah, stay tuned, guys. Thanks for watching.